In the 1960s, Ford was in serious trouble. Sales were plummeting, the brand felt outdated, and young people had zero interest in their cars. While other automakers were chasing sleek design and speed, Ford was stuck in an old-school mindset. A mindset shaped by one man, Henry Ford. Henry Ford was a genius. He revolutionized the auto industry by creating the assembly line and putting a car within reach of the average person. But his legacy, while massive, became a burden. The company he founded had grown too slow, too big, too comfortable. After his death, his grandson, Henry Ford II, took over. At first glance, it looked like more of the same. But Henry II understood something crucial: the company needed radical change. So he took a chance on a young, ambitious executive named Lee Iacocca. And together, they were about to create a car that wouldn't just save Ford, it would change automotive history forever. Lee Iacocca saw what no one else did: young people didn't want their parents' sedans. They wanted something with attitude. Something different. They wanted speed, style, personalization, but also something they could afford. The idea was simple but revolutionary: build a small, sporty, affordable, customizable car. Not to compete with Ferrari, but to win over a whole new generation of Americans. In just 18 months, a small team of engineers brought the Mustang to life. They started with the chassis of the Ford Falcon, a budget car, to keep costs low. But what they built on top was something entirely new: a muscular body, an aggressive front grille, dual headlights that looked like angry eyes, and a silhouette that screamed speed. The name Mustang. It didn't come from a wild horse, as many believe, but from the P-51 Mustang fighter plane used in World War II. That alone gave you a clue: this car was about power, freedom, and edge. On April 17, 1964, Ford unveiled the Mustang at the New York World's Fair, backed by a marketing campaign unlike anything the world had seen. Over 600 TV commercials aired simultaneously. Full-page ads appeared in more than 2,000 newspapers. And then came the stunt that made history: they placed a Mustang on the 86th floor of the Empire State Building. How? They took it apart piece by piece and sent it up the elevator. They repeated the feat exactly 50 years later, in 2014. The reaction? Instant. Over 22,000 Mustangs sold on day one. Less than a year later, they had passed 417,000 units. Ford had hoped for 100,000 sales, they quadrupled that. But it wasn't just the design. The secret was strategy. From the dealership, the Mustang came with over 100 customization options: colors, engines, radios, roof types, interiors. You could build your own Mustang. For under $2,500, you could own a sporty, modern car tailored to you. It wasn't just transportation. It was a lifestyle. Ford wasn't selling horsepower. They were selling the dream of being young, wild, and free. Their ads featured girls at the beach, leather jackets, rock music, and freedom. The Mustang didn't need to be explained, it needed to be felt. And that's how the pony car was born, a new category of affordable American sports car that was quickly copied by Chevrolet, Pontiac, Dodge, and more. The Mustang didn't take long to leap from showrooms into pop culture. Steve McQueen made it immortal in the movie Bullitt, flying through the streets of San Francisco in a green Mustang GT in one of cinema's most iconic chase scenes. In Vietnam, soldiers kept photos of the Mustang in their lockers. On college campuses, it was the car to have. It became a symbol of the new America: young, rebellious, fast. Even NASA used a Mustang to shuttle astronauts around Cape Canaveral. And for the first time, women, long ignored by car marketing, started buying Mustangs in large numbers. This wasn't just a man's car. The Mustang evolved fast. Beastly versions soon appeared: the Shelby GT350, GT500, Mach 1, Boss 302. Many of them were built to race and homologate street-legal variants. Carroll Shelby, who at first dismissed the Mustang as too weak, eventually turned it into a track monster. The GT350 won racing titles across the US and Europe. Meanwhile, back at Ford, the team was already dreaming of another car, one that would take revenge on Ferrari at Le Mans, but that's another story. Today, the Mustang is the world's best-selling sports coupe, a title it's held since 2015. Over 10 million units have been built since 1964. It has survived oil crises, shifting decades, generational changes, and even the arrival of electric cars. The Mustang Mach-E, its electric SUV version, sparked controversy. Some say it's not a real Mustang. But it kept the name alive, and the pony is still galloping. Very few models have endured this long without losing their soul. The Porsche 911 is one. Maybe the Corvette. But the Mustang? It's still the people's sports car. Few cars have done what the Mustang did. It didn't just save a company. It redefined what a car could be. Because the Mustang was never perfect. It wasn't the fastest. Or the most luxurious. But it was the first to understand that a car can be a symbol. A war cry. A piece of who you are. Ford was on the edge of collapse. But thanks to the Mustang, it didn't just survive. It was reborn. And you, what car do you think defined an entire era?